Welcome to One Round. I'm Darrell Dawsey. It is perhaps the most embattled, scrutinized, and criticized political body in all of Michigan politics, sometimes unfairly, and oftentimes for very good reasons. I'm talking about the Detroit City Council. But now, in the wake of the first council by district election in Detroit in nearly 100 years, there are new hopes that the city's legislative branch can shake some of the old criticisms and provide Detroiters with the leadership some say it has lacked for many years. Here to step in the ring with us to discuss this is the one woman who will be counted on most to provide that leadership, Detroit City Council President Saunteel Jenkins. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks
Thank you for having me, Darrell.
Absolutely. I'm so
I
glad.
wasn't sure when you started describing the body. I was like, what body is he talking
Oh,
about?
yeah, no, you're not familiar with those folks.
No.
I could throw out a few names if it would help refresh your memory, but we'll leave that alone for now. I just want to jump into it, though. You know, you've just become president of the city council. I'm just wondering, just let us know right out, what's your vision for the city of Detroit and for the city council for the next 4 years?
Well, I'll start with my vision for the city council, and it is to raise the bar as it relates to the reputation for city council, the effectiveness of city council, and our relationships with each other. I think we've done that over the past 4 years, but I think we can elevate it even more over this next 4 years. A few things. This past council was always very professional with each other. We were not personal with each other. Some of those names that you talked about, that didn't happen.
No Shrek, none of that stuff?
None of,
Okay.
we didn't talk about cartoon characters
Okay.
at the table.
All right. Okay.
We did have some controversy toward the end, and as you know, we lost 3 members, so I look forward to having 4 full years with 9 council members for starters, but also us being much more proactive. I look forward to us building a stronger relationship with the executive branch over this next 4 years. But I do want to speak on that because people often talk about conflict and controversy between the legislative and the executive branch, which, is the natural order of things. There's a reason that you have 2 branches of government. It's a balance of powers.
And balances,
That's right. And when you have checks and balances, there are going to be natural tensions. So I don't think that people always quite understand that.
But do you think that there's any legitimacy, though, to the criticism that, yes, while there have to be natural tensions, at some point you guys got to get along so that the city can go along, the same way that Congress has to do with the president. Unfortunately, we're not seeing that played out very much on the federal level. But here locally, I mean, people have made the contention that the council has been full of folks who've been obstructionists, if nothing else. What do you think about that charge, first of all? Do you think that there's any truth to that? And do you think that there are valid reasons to be obstructionists at some point?
Well, I think that it is issue specific. There are certainly some issues that come that deserve a greater amount of scrutiny. There are issues that come before council that do not deserve to be approved and moved forward. But the reality is the majority, 90% or more of every issue that comes to council from the mayor, whoever the mayor is, gets approved. It's just that part is not reported. It's the more controversial ones.
Let me ask you about leadership really quickly because we're running low on time. You've got folks who said that the council has not taken leadership on a lot of very critical issues. And I just want to ask you, I mean, Detroit has just filed bankruptcy, has become largest municipality in American history to do so. Why didn't the council take control? Why didn't the executive branch take control of this thing from the outset? I mean, this isn't your first time around on the council. This is your second term. Why not take control of this thing and take the city into bankruptcy the way that so many people seem to think this is, should have been done? But why do we need the governor to do it? Why weren't local leaders able to do it?
Well, the reality is this council, and this is the end of our first 4-year term, this council has been the most fiscally conservative council in years. We've cut our budgets as well as the city budget consecutively every year. We've done many things to try to get our budget under control and avoid bankruptcy. It was too little too late. We couldn't do in 4 years what it took 60 years to create.
But could you have taken this thing by the reins and said, okay, if the city's got to go into bankruptcy, we're going to be the ones who are going to lead Detroit?
We could not. Under state law, the only way any municipality could go into bankruptcy was with an emergency manager.
Okay. And speaking of emergency manager, and I know we're totally out of time, we're going to the second round, but I just got to ask you, what do you think about Kevyn Orr? I mean, what are your thoughts about the job that he's done? I mean, you said that, you've been quoted as saying that you thought that Detroit would come out better at the end of this process. Given all the money that he's given away to consultants, given the fact that he's clearly in over his head in terms of actually running a city and trying to get the finances together, do you still believe that Kevyn Orr is the right person to take Detroit through the process and that we will be better coming out of it?
I think Kevyn Orr is a bankruptcy expert. I think what he's good at, he's good at. He's not a government, a municipal services expert, and because of that, we need people in government who are there making decisions, who have that kind of background and expertise, and that's the only way we can move forward.
Is he the right guy for
on
this
both.
bankruptcy, yes or no?
I believe he is the right guy for the bankruptcy
Okay,
piece.
all right. Well, listen, Saunteel, thank you so very much for coming out. Appreciate having you. This is Darrell Dawsey. This is One Round. Thank you so much for watching.